Hi there, everybody. How are you? Well, I want to give you a heads up. This video is going to be a little bit of a confessional. It's going to be a little bit vulnerable. It's going to be a little bit more real than normal because I'm talking about needs in marriage. And I can't just come out and give you a step 1, 2, 3 about something that's really personal and something that's very unique to you and how you interact with your spouse. So thanks for going on this journey with me. In case it's your first time to tune in, I'm Mary Whitman Ortiz, relationship coach, Christian sex educator, and author. And I love having these conversations, opening up space for couples to have real talk about sex in their marriage. And you may say, Mary, what do having needs, what does that have to do with your sex life? I don't know. Everything. Well, needs are just basic necessities of life that are required, certainly for things that have to do with your security and your safety as far as shelter and food. And then beyond that is some real primal needs of, am I known? Am I valued? Am I loved? And we don't just wake up in the morning and say, am I loved today? No, no, no. It's that subtle thing that kind of brews underneath, and you might not even know that it's kicking in. Usually we react with our emotions to kind of surface issues that are going on. You might blow up in huge anger, and it's not even about that issue. And certainly if you're in that place of anger, there's no touchy the toes that's going on there. So it will completely interrupt and interfere with your sex life. But those needs that are going on are really important for you to identify first, and then create the safe space to invite your spouse as those needs are being met. Maybe they don't even belong to your spouse. So what are some of those needs? I need to know that my voice matters because my voice represents who I am as a person, that I have a purpose, that I am loved, that I am appreciated. If you are experiencing some of those needs, it's then up to you to figure out, is this something for God to fill? You know, in our marriages, lots of times we look to our spouse to fill a need that doesn't even belong to them. First of all, it could be God's job. Because if you need to feel protected, if you need to feel provided for, you know, that is Father God's role in our life, is to be the provider. And if you need to stand up for your voice, that your voice counts, you are the first one to decide that you have worth and that you matter. And there are some needs that if you're married, hey, it's actually okay for your friend to fill this need, especially if you are an external processor and you got to talk it out and talk it out and talk it out. Great to do that with a friend. But then there are other needs that are only for your spouse. I'm getting softer and softer with my voice because if you stay angry, you can't ask them to be with you while you are processing a need. And they can be with you when you're processing with God. They can be with you when you're processing with yourself. They can be with you when it's their role and it's their place to meet a need. The idea is that the closer you get, the more you reveal of yourself to your spouse, the more that oneness is a part of your whole identity. And we're setting up this beautiful, complete, and total foundation so that if you feel at one with your spouse, the next most logical thing is to desire them in greater intimacy. That is usually sexual intimacy. So we're laying this beautiful foundation of I trust you. When I'm going through a tough time, you are the one I want by my side and nobody else. Because I've given my heart to you. That's the message that you want communicated between you and your spouse. That you can open up, share your weaknesses, your flaws, the ways you've messed up, and that they are still there for you. And when they open up and share their weaknesses and their flaws, that you are still there for them. Being able to share your needs is so vulnerable and so raw, but it binds you together. It joins you together in the most meaningful way. Now, that may be totally out of your experience and you don't even know, what are my needs? And am I ready to share them? So I would like to encourage you to purchase my books. I've got them right up there. Why can't I talk to him about sex? Why can't I talk to her about sex? So, little inside story, those books are not just about sex. Because great sexual intimacy is the overflow of all of these other pieces coming together. And there are questionnaires in there for you to learn about yourself and what roadblocks you've had that you're overcoming. And there's even a template in the back of the book of a letter that maybe you want to first start sharing some of your deep personal things with your spouse. So please check out those books. And thank you so much for tuning in today. Remember, Father God wants to lavish His love on every area of your life, including intimacy in marriage.